Good morning students. In this video tutorial, we will be discussing about different pigments that are involved during your photosynthesis. Okay. So, in the previous session, we have already discussed about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is nothing but the process where plants prepare their own food material with the help of some raw materials and sunlight and involvement of several pigments, isn't it? So what are the raw materials that are used in your photosynthesis means H2O and carbon dioxide. This is the raw material that you will be using in your photosynthesis, and sunlight is a natural source, isn't it? Next, pigments. So what are pigments? Now the question arises, what are pigments? Pigments are those substances which observe a specific light and reflects of all others, isn't it? So that is a pigment. So the particular absorption, these pigments will absorb a particular wavelength of light from your sun and it will reflect all the other, okay, all others. So this is the main function of your pigment. So coming to the importance of pigments and different kinds of pigments involved during your photosynthesis, that you will be learning in this session. Okay, so what is the main important factor of your pigments? So pigments generally, when they will observe a certain amount of light, and as I said earlier, this will reflect all the not required amount of wavelength of light. In simple words, it will reflect the light what it needs. It will observe the light what it needs, and it will reflect all the not needy wavelength containing light. Okay, so during this absorption of required amount of light, then in this pigment electrons will be jumping into your next energy level. So electrons will be in the excited state. Okay, during this from ground level to excited state, by absorption of light, electrons from sunlight, okay, H mu from sun. So during this what happens? There is a these electrons, the electrons present in your pigments will jump into your next energy level. So electrons are in excited state, from ground state to excited state. So during this jumping of electrons to the next energy level, then what happens? There is a release of certain amount of high energy. So during this process, there is a release of high energy. So this release of high energy will causes your carbon dioxide to get reduced, and it will prepare food for your plants. So this light reaction and dark reaction, what we have learned in the last session, we will be discussing it about your light and your dark reaction in the coming sessions. But up to here you have a knowledge that photosynthesis will take place in this is a two-step process, light reaction and dark reaction, right? So during this particular electron, when this electron are being jumping from ground state to the next energy level, so during this process, and from here food is prepared, isn't it? So during this process, how light energy is converted into chemical energy, and this formed chemical compounds during your light energy will reduce your carbon dioxide to form food material for the plants, isn't it? So this is a two-step process. So the same function is observed with your pigments, isn't it? So pigments are very important. These are essential for your photosynthesis. See, once again I am repeating, pigments. What is the importance of pigments? Pigments generally they will absorb certain amount of light and reflect the others what they don't need, and during this absorption of light, then what happens? Electrons from the ground state will jump into the next energy level. So that is to the high energy, that is to the next excited level. So during this jumping from ground state to the next level, excited state, there is some amount of energy is released. So this energy is utilized by the pigments in order to synthesis your ATP and ADPH molecules. So these formed chemical compounds will reduce your carbon dioxide to form food for the plants, that is C6H12O6, right? So this is the glucose form, this is the food for your plants. electron which is jumping from one level to another level. So during this what happened? Energy is released in form of ATP and NADPH. Right. So these are the basic steps of your photosynthesis. See, listen, once again I am repeating, what is the importance of pigments? Pigments generally, they absorb some amount of energy, some amount of light from sun. So after absorption of some amount of light, they will reflect all the others what they don't need. During this absorption, what happens? Electrons will jump from ground state to next energy level. So during this jumping, there is a release of energy. There is a release of energy in form of ATP and NADPH, isn't it? So these to the next level, to the next energy level. So the form ATP and NADPH will reduce your carbon dioxide to form food for the plants. The whole step up to here is light reaction and the reduction of carbon dioxide with the help of these formed chemical compounds is dark reaction. Okay, so this is the main reaction center. What? Your pigments acts as a main reaction center from where your photosynthesis will take place. Now, so this is the main important function of your pigment. Now, in this particular session, you will also learn about different types of pigments that are involved during your photosynthesis. So, this is the main function of your pigment. Importance of pigment, right? So, here, the pigments are of, generally, pigments are of different types. First one, chlorophyll. So, chlorophyll is a pigment which is having chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll C, D and E. Okay, so these are the different types of chlorophyll, but essential one is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. So these are the important pigments that are used during your photosynthesis, and the remaining are termed as accessory pigments. They will help you these two, chlorophyll A and B, in order to provoke your photosynthesis, in order to synthesize food for your plants. Next one is carotenoids and phycobilins. And one more thing, okay, so these are the important pigments that are utilized during your photosynthesis. As I said earlier, chlorophyll A and B are the important pigments that are involved during your photosynthesis, and remaining of them are termed as accessory pigments that will help your chlorophyll A and B for the synthesis of food material in your plants. Okay, next is your bacterial chlorophyll. Okay, so these are the different types of pigments. Now, we will be learning about chlorophyll. So, what is a chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a compound where coming to the structural organization, according to the structure, chlorophyll is having a 4-pyrrole ring. Okay. So it contains 4 pyrrole rings and a side chain. It is having a head and a tail. So on head it is having 4 pyrrole rings and tail is nothing but your side chain. Okay, phytol ring is your head and side chain is your tail for your chlorophyll. So as I said earlier, there are 4 pyrrole rings, and in the second pyrrole ring and to the 4th pyrrole ring, see, so this is something like rough structure of your chlorophyll. So the central metal ion always is magnesium in chlorophyll. So this contains 4 pyrrole rings, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the 4th pyrrole ring, it is having a 20 carbon atom side chain. So this is the side chain, and this is your pyrrole ring 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is your head and this is the tail of your chlorophyll. So this is a rough structure of your chlorophyll. So chlorophyll A and B is differentiated according to this structure. In chlorophyll A, at the side chain number 2, in your pyrrole ring of number 2, it is having methylene bridges, and in the chlorophyll B, it is having aldehyde bridges. So this is the main important difference between chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Okay, whenever a chromatogram is developed between chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, then you will be getting bluish green color of pigments in your electrogram, and coming to your chlorophyll B, you will be having green color chromatogram is observed with the chlorophyll B. So this is the main two important reaction centers where your photosynthesis will take place. So this is the starting initial pigment used where your light energy will, where this chlorophyll will absorb your light energy, and it will reflect the unwanted light energy. Okay. So now coming to your carotenoids. Okay. Coming to carotenoids. Carotenoids are of two types, carotene and xanthophylls. Carotenoids are two types, carotenes and xanthophylls. So this is a carbon containing compound with C40 and H56, C40 and H56, and coming to xanthophylls, C40, H56 and O2. So this is the structural formula of your carotenes and xanthophylls. Next is your phycobilins. Again, phycobilins are of two types. Again, phycobilins are of two types. Phycocyanin and phycoerythrin. Okay, so these are totally different with your chlorophyll. They won't contain any pyrrole ring, and they are not having any central metal ion, that is magnesium. So as I said earlier, all these phycobilins and carotenoids, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll C, D and E, bacteriochlorophyll, bacterioviridic chlorophyll, all these are nothing but accessory pigments. Okay, so they come under accessory pigments. Just they increase the reaction of your, they increase the process of photosynthesis only by activating chlorophyll A and B. So these are the important reaction centers of your, these are the important pigments required for your photosynthesis to get into and to produce food for your plants. So these are the important pigments that are involved during your photosynthesis, and remaining them are accessory pigments. Okay, so this is the different types of pigments that are involved during your photosynthesis, and the importance of pigments and different types of pigments. Okay, thank you.